I don't know. It's a little something I've been working on. Hello, guitar hang 5? 5? Feels like 5. I'm going to have to start writing that down and actually remembering which one is which. Not that it's all that important. Welcome in to another guitar hang. I'm Brent Groh. This is a guitar hang. If you like these type of videos and are into music and guitar stuff and my band No Regard, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do all the fun stuff. I am just running through all of my guitars right now. We will do other videos, but right now I'm documenting all of the guitars I currently own. And I'm probably going to say this in a lot of these videos, but this is one of my favorites. This is a Fender Custom Telecaster. This one specifically is a Jason Isbell signature guitar, I guess you would call it. It's modeled after Jason Isbell's Custom Telecaster, which is it's got to be a 59 or a 60. So the Telecaster came out in the 50s as Fender's first guitar. And those ones were, you'll typically see them in a butterscotch with a blackguard and a maple fretboard. Or they could have been, I don't think they were doing sunburst right away. I think they were pretty solid color guitars. So I'm not 100% sure on like the original color set, but so Jason Isbell has a custom Telecaster that is basically just like this. It's got to be like a 59 or 60. That's when they made these, and they kind of made these to try to compete with the Gibson Les Pauls at that time. Because this would have been the first time a Telecaster had a rosewood fretboard on it. And I think it was like the first time that they were doing like sunburst with a binding style things for a Telecaster. They come with a nitro finish, so it's a really thin finish, and it will kind of eventually wear off and get beat up. These come kind of beat up, so some of these were already on here. I know like this one for sure, my son kind of threw the remote control and it hit the guitar. So there's a few of these dings now that are because of me, but most of this, like the wearing away here of the finish, was pre-done. If you look at the back of this, there's a buckle rash. That one doesn't really look very natural. I'm kind of hoping that at some point I kind of can wear away at some of that to get it to look a bit more natural. It's got a Jason Isbell neck plate on it, so that is the only thing on this guitar that really tells you it's a Jason Isbell Telecaster. There's no signature of his on here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it super well, but there's some checking kind of happening on the neck or at the top where like the thin nitro finish will start to kind of check and break up. You can kind of, I don't know how well you can see, but they have like kind of pre-worn all of the gloss off the back of the neck. So it feels pretty broken. It feels pretty vintage. Yeah, there's another kind of ding looking thing on this side here. Great guitar. You know, I would, for the most part, and I'm always going back and forth on what my favorite guitar is, and a lot of the times this is the guitar that I'm kind of playing the most, and I would like to say is my favorite guitar. I've been running into a few, I wouldn't say issues, but here's my thoughts on the situation. This guitar is a lot of fun to play, and I think, you know, these being single coil, like Telecaster pickups, they don't have as much output or kind of volume and girth behind them as my Gibson Les Paul, which I think is the other guitar that is kind of up for debate as like kind of my go-to guitar. So that black Les Paul that I showed a few episodes back is really kind of becoming my favorite guitar, and that is kind of because and you know, I bought this guitar because I'm a huge Jason Isbell fan, and so part of me doesn't really want to change this guitar that much. But one of the things about his Telecaster, it's got these special pickups in it that I'm gonna forget what his name is. Tim something, I'll think of it. He was a master pickup builder for Fender. So Jason Isbell, and I want to say Tim Bradshaw, but I don't think that's right. It's Tim something. Can't think of it right now. Designed the pickups, and they modeled them after the pickups that are in Jason Isbell's custom Telecaster. And if you look real close here, they got staggered pole pieces on this pickup. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that very well. But so basically, the first two pickup pole pieces are really low and like flat with this pickup. And then at the third string, it's really high up, and it kind of progressively falls back down. So kind of these two middle strings are the closest to these little pickup magnets, and then the rest are kind of far away. And I don't know if it's a combination of that and the single coil pickups, or if there's just something about the Les Paul and the P90 pickups that are in it, which are a much beefier pickup. They're fatter, bigger, way more output, which in turn, like when it gets pushed into the amp, you know, that pushes the amp harder, and so the amp responds in a different way. Long story short, we had a drummer try out just yesterday, so that's good. Band's looking for drummers. We had one try out, went fairly well, so we're gonna continue down that road and see how that drummer goes, and hopefully we'll be playing shows again soon. But back to the subject at hand. I played this for the first set, and it's really hard to get this guitar to drive my amp in a way that I want it to, but I don't know if this is good. So the thing is that with this band, I've been trying to get away from being like a metal guitar player. I really want to expand on my guitar playing and not just be a metal guitar player, which I feel like is kind of my go-to. That's like the genre of music I really grew up on and really kind of maybe influenced me to pick up a guitar. Not necessarily, but I really enjoy heavy music, and I like a lot of gain when I'm playing guitar. And so every time I go to play this guitar, I feel like I'm not quite getting enough. And the Les Paul is kind of, you know, really pushing the amp and really doing that thing, which is why I was kind of on that, you know, like Les Paul dilemma. I wanted to play a Les Paul special. It really makes me want some more P90 guitars. So I'm kind of at a dilemma. I love this guitar. I love playing it, but I played it for the first half of band practice, and then I picked up the Les Paul for the second half of band practice. And as soon as I had the Les Paul in my hands, I was like, this is just, the Les Paul is kind of like the one. It's hard to get away from. But what I am trying to keep in mind, and my ultimate goal, you know, I won't be getting rid of any guitars. I'm trying to learn more about what a guitar is good at. And so this guitar is better at kind of bigger chords. When I go to play a big chord like that, I can hear each string in definition. The Les Paul isn't as defined. It still sounds great, and it's big, and it drives the amp just the way I want it. So it's going to be a big part of my guitar sound going forward. For no regard, the Les Paul is. This one's going to fit in there somewhere. It's going to find its place. There's going to be a song where it's going to benefit that song. But yeah, so that is the story behind this guitar. I've owned it for, it's maybe a year now, and I would say this is my most expensive guitar. This is, I think new they are like about $1,800. I picked it up for $1,200. So this is my most expensive guitar, and it's the most beat up one, but I love it. I like to watch Jason Isbell live videos. Isbell, I'm going to say that wrong a lot. Jason Isbell. I watch a lot of his live videos, and then I'll pick up this guitar and kind of like try to figure out what he's playing and how it goes. It's a really cool guitar. I love it. I'm excited for it to kind of age with me and wear in and start to kind of check and crack and be all beat up. I like old beat up guitars. That's what I'm into. I'm not into new shiny ones that are perfect and pristine. I like old beat up guitars that look like they've been used and abused and worked. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, like I said, the band had a drummer tryout, so I'm super excited about that. For the past couple of days, I've been going through a lot of Audio Slave stuff, listening to some Tom Morello. This kind of reminds me of a Tom Morello-ish kind of thing. So I've just been kind of listening to some of his stuff and getting some ideas. Yeah, so I think that's about it for today's episode. This is my Fender Custom Telecaster, definitely one of my favorite guitars. If you ever get a chance to pick one of these guys up, I definitely would. I'm like, one of the big kind of issues, I guess I would say, with the early Telecasters is they'll say that the neck pickup is really dark and then the bridge pickup is really bright and harsh. But they did a really great job of making this neck pickup kind of bright and twangy. This kind of reminds me of like the Strat neck pickup. It's really got like the Stratty kind of sound to it. And then this back pickup is definitely the Tele bridge pickup. It's got all of the bite and kind of mid-range kick to it. Not maybe quite as much as the Les Paul, but yeah, it's a great rockin' guitar. It is a lot of fun, and even it sounds great. Like I'm splitting hairs when it comes to the two of them. This is an awesome playing, awesome sounding guitar. You know, really cool vibe. It's got the look. Really dig it. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for today's guitar hang. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you want to learn more or see the journey of No Regard, we'll be doing more gear stuff. We'll be doing show stuff. Yeah, I'll be making more videos. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. Thanks.